Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only, TDub.
Yo, what up with it, guys? It's your boy TDub was blazing in the building. What's up with it? Yeah, talk to your boy, man. We live. You know, this is like I think it's my last day being able to, work from home, taking care of the little one. But guys, what up with it? You know how we do it. I'm about to give you everything I got, all balled up in a pot. Let's get it. Lola. Talk to him. Yeah. Okay. I'm reloaded. Let's get it. Yeah. All right. Here we go. What? All right, guys. What up with it? It's your boy TDub. I think my microphone just started tripping. Okay, I think I'm good. Yo, what's up, guys? What is up, man? What's going on with this? All right. You guys probably can't hear it, but I hear my sound go in and out. What up with it, guys? It's your boy TDub was blazing the sports. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for tuning in to the best, the live. I am back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers this work. Everything is raw. Give it to you. No prompters, no strips. It's coming to you guys live. I'm your boy TDub. I am your host. This is the show with Blazing the Sports. Please take a second if you have not subscribed to the channel. Sharing is caring. Let me respond real quick to this. Hold on. You know I work when I work. All right, there we go. All right, guys, you know how it is. I'll be working. Here we go, man. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, listen, man, here's what you know how your boy T-Dub is. I'm so busy with kids and family and job that I'm going to give you guys a lot, try to in this video, different topics. So remember, if you miss anything or you jump into this late, guys, make sure you watch from the beginning. We got to get into it, guys. And right now, the first one I'm going to get into, this probably should be Ripley's Believe It or Not. I heard about it earlier. And I was like, what? Huh? Okay, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. You guys asking, man, what do you mean? This is boxing, man. What is Drake doing on T-Dub's thing when he's talking boxing? All right, guys. Now, let's get this right. So I put an article up. I heard about it. I had to find it myself and read about it. And I got to say, I don't believe it's true. But, it's something that does happen to men sometimes. American Panther traveling the building said T-Dub what it do, better yet what it does. So I'm gonna go over this article. Let me respond right back real quick. I wasn't getting no one talking to me all day. Now all of a sudden I go live. They want to talk to your boy T-Dub. Okay, almost got it. Gotta kick in like a bad habit. Okay, here we go. So guys, welcome to the show. I'm T-Dub. This right here is just a beginning intro, just to give you guys a little talk, pass a little bit of time, to talk about something that I heard interesting, at least took my funny bone and got a laugh out of me. Model wants to sue Drake for allegedly putting hot sauce in his condom. Yes! Model wants to sue Drake for allegedly putting hot sauce in his condom. So let's see where they go with this. Let's see. An Instagram model reportedly tried to impress. Listen, I gotta slow this down, huh? An Instagram model reportedly tried to impregnate herself using Drake Little Men's. Drake started flirting with the model on Instagram, and the two of them hooked up at his hotel. The report states they smoked weed before engaging into intercourse. Trying to prevent unwanted pregnancy, like many men, Drake pulled out a condom, used it, and he discarded it in the bathroom. According to what was revealed by the model, she went to the bathroom to try and retrieve the condom so she could impregnate herself using his little men. This looks like some quotations here. She fished the condom out the trash, untied it, and put the open end in her VJ. However, the shock her was the burning feeling she got after trying to put the condom in. The model reportedly said it felt like was pouring hot lava in her private areas. She claimed Drake heard her screaming in the bathroom and came and told her that he poured a pack of hot sauce in the condom to kill the sperm. According to the report, the model now wants to sue Drake. Guys, listen, man. Listen, this ain't got nothing to do with boxing, but every now and then if I hear something I think that's funny, I don't believe it's true, but it does happen. It does happen, guys. Many guys probably got trapped in similar ways in this, but this is crazy. Now, if this is true, does she have grounds to sue Drake for trying to steal one of his many men? One of his many men. Hey, imagine, man. Listen, I don't believe it's true. I just can't see a guy doing it. Now, I am a guy that would use a condom, tie it up in a knot, but I stuff it in my pocket. You know, I'm just being me. I'm not throwing it in nobody else's trash and hoping that you do what's best for it. You know, but wouldn't it be crazy? He do that. He go in the bathroom, pull out, you know, some of that Church's hot sauce or something and split it open and pour it in a condom, tie it up, throw it away. And then she come in there like, I want some of these millions too. And try to, and then mess herself up. Man. And now they're saying she want to sue. Guys. He said, I don't like that. She have grounds for I don't think she has grounds for a lawsuit. But you know what, man? Things are crazy. Think about this, right? So if you have some food, well, you know what was it? I think somebody was getting their food stolen at work. And I believe this. I could be wrong, but I remember something like they was getting their food stolen at work. So they put like either some rat poison or they put something in it. Something. And the person who been stealing their food stole it and ate it, and it made them very sick. It didn't kill them, but it made them very sick. And I don't know if they sued or charges may have got brought against the guy who did it. You know, to me, honestly, if you're taking my stuff without knowing, whatever comes to you. But you know what, man, with this crazy world, anything can happen. But listen, I don't know if that's true or not. But I just want to talk to you guys about this, man. Get your guys' thoughts on. But listen, guys, it happens for real. Listen, a TDub story. TDub, a girl asked him to put his kids on her belly. TDub did it, and she took it off the belly and, you know, put it somewhere else. Like, And it does happen, man. It does happen in different ways. So I can see that happening, but I'm not sure if somebody would put some hot sauce in there. You know, if you want to kill it, maybe put some bleach in there. Why not no hot sauce? But all right, guys, let's do this. All right. So, next thing I think I had on my list, guys, before we get to the main event, guys, we are going to be talking about Canelo. But remember, guys, I don't get a chance to go live a lot. So I want to give you guys a little bit of this work, and we're going to talk about it. Here we go. The welterweight fight that many people want to see. Been wanting to see it for a while. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. You got two talented black brothers. And you have the fans split down in the middle. And a lot of fans from each side go at the other. I mean, just hardcore go at the other. Errol Spence fans go at Terrence Crawford and go at his fans almost with hatred. And Terrence Crawford supporters go at Errol Spence Jr. fans and Errol Spence Jr. with the same animosity, just pretty much black crowd versus black crowd, just really yeah, I can go in on you, and they just dogging each other so much. Because I guess, either they want to see, some of them want to see the fight, and some of them really don't want to see the fight because they don't want to see their fighter lose. Now me, this is one that I'm going to sit this fight out. Now when it was Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, listen, I was on that Wilder train. In this one, I'm not on either one of these guys' side. Now, sometimes I give you my opinion, and it might sound like I'm siding with Earl, all right? Or some instance, it might sound like I'm siding with Terrence, but I'm only just giving you my honest opinion. But I don't have that divide in this fight for me. I just want it. But many people blame Terrence. Many blame Earl. Terrence was signed with Top Rank, and Top Rank controlled his actions for the most part. But Terrence seemed to be the one that took all the blame. Errol Spence has a little bit more freedom on his side, but he still has people that has to want to put the fight on, right? People that want to put the money behind it. So even though he might be a boss, he still has to answer to other people as well. But Earl tended to take a lot of the blame. But now, guys, the second article that I try to pull up real quick to prepare is PBC Executive. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. hasn't happened because the money isn't there. Crawford hasn't been built as a pay-per-view star. Guys, just reading that right there, that let me know that as long as Terrence Crawford was signed with Top Rank, they can always say he was on the other side of the street. Then once he clearly said, I am not on this side of the street no more, I am not going to sign to be on this side of the street no more, and everybody say he should go to the PBC. The PBC that everybody said he should go to is saying that there's not enough money to put this fight on that you really want. His name is Tim Smith, from what I see. Tim Smith, Vice President of Communication of Heyman Boxing and PBC, appeared on PBC podcast to discuss a variety of topics, most notable his thoughts on why Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. hasn't happened yet, and what could be next for Deontay Wilder. That's something I want to know. Now, I don't know if it's in this article. I might skip it for another video, but I want to know what's next for the Bronze Bomber myself. But let's see. On Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. First of all, the title of this next section is called On Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas, coming up in April. To me, this right here makes what Tim Smith said about no money and no backing for Terrence Crawford to make the fight, but yet to put it on, basically put it on pay-per-view, but yet you can put Yordenis Ugas and Errol Spence Jr. on pay-per-view. Guys, they said Terrence Crawford wasn't built up right to be a pay-per-view star. Was Yordenis Ugas built up right to be a pay-per-view star? Real question. But it's going to be on pay-per-view. Right? I guess you can say, well, he fought Manny Pacquiao. That's why, because Manny Pacquiao could pull a crowd and still do a pay-per-view. Then, are you saying that Manny Pacquiao has a bigger, strong enough following that he can fight Yordenis Ugas on pay-per-view for one title, that Earl Spence don't have that type of pull, and he will be fighting Terrence Crawford for undisputed? You gotta make that make sense. Listen, I could be wrong. I will welcome your opinion in this. But to me, something don't sound right. Yordenis Ugas versus Earl Spence Jr. for 3 titles is good enough for pay-per-view. Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. He hasn't built up his fan base, but let's keep going. Because maybe I'm wrong. Because I've been wrong before. Mama told me that. Girlfriend told me that. Hell, everybody told me that. I tell you right now, I've been right more than I've been wrong. That's a fact. All right, here we go. I think it's a great match. Ugas is an undervalued commodity in the welterweight division, and you can make an argument that Ugas handled Sean Porter with a lot more ease and lost the fight than Sean was handled in some of his other matches and everything. I agree. Ugas did handle Sean Porter pretty well. Terrence Crawford handled him even better. I thought Ugas could have got the decision. Not knocking Ugas. It went to the scorecard. Close fight. Could have went either way, right? Wouldn't have been mad if Ugas got it. You know, when Sean Porter got it, wasn't mad, but you can see that it could have been a draw. There was no draw with Terrence Crawford. There was no going to the judges. It was left out of their hands and put into Kenny Porter's hands. That's what it was. If Terrence Crawford is a free agent, why couldn't 3 or 4 promoters put the money together and make the fight happen and divide the profits? Listen, to me, this is a big fight. This is a fight that if Saudi Arabia is talking about getting these big fights, if Saudi Arabia is willing to pay for maybe $100 million Floyd Mayweather exhibition, or possibly Devin Haney versus Kambosos, this is a better. Listen, Devin Haney versus Kambosos, that's a good fight. Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr. is a bigger fight. People have been wanting. We don't get what we want anymore. Did you get Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder when you wanted it? No. Did you get Tank Davis versus Lomachenko when you wanted it? No. Did you get Canelo? Did you get any of these guys? You're not getting it. They putting it off, and somebody loses. Somebody loses. Don't you at least want one? And I agree with my boy American Past Travel. If PBC don't want to put it up, then put it out there for somebody else. Let Saudi Arabia get it. Because they will be getting a treat. They will be getting a banger. They will be getting history. And if you are a black man or you support black fighters, it's a win-win situation, even if one loses. Well, let's see what else you got to say. What else? I think it's a tremendous fight. If that happens, you got to give Earl Spence credit for stepping up. The guy is not taking the easy challenge despite the physical problems that he has encountered with the car accident and the detached retina. There's enough mystery. Okay. Oh, here we go. Next section. On why Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. hasn't happened. Economics. And you don't really want to insult a guy like Terrence Crawford, who has a tremendous talent, and I'm not taking away anything from his talent, but he hasn't been built to a pay-per-view star. I'm not saying that to throw shade at the guy, but you gotta go on his track record what he has done for pay-per-view fights he has been involved in. It's not my job to tell anybody how to make a pay-per-view star. We have enough work on our hands dealing with and trying to make our own guys pay-per-view stars, but he just haven't been built. Now, I can say this. Terrence Crawford has not appeared to be a pay-per-view star, right? But then I gotta ask you this. You just had Luis Ortiz versus Prince Charles Martin. Was any of those guys built to be a pay-per-view star? And was that fight put on pay-per-view? Now, even if you say, well, Ortiz fought Wilder, so now you're saying because you fight an opponent, that's built you up. Right? Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Now, you can argue Keith Thurman has done his share. But Mario Barrios is coming off of a loss at 140 pounds to Gervonta Davis. And after losing to the Gervonta Davis at 140 pounds, he's going to go to 147 and fight Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. And we supposed to bite, and that's viable. Mario Barrios losing on his first time pay-per-view, I believe, headlining to Gervonta Davis, has made him valuable, more valuable. And you would put the money behind that on pay-per-view, but you wouldn't put the money behind Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. You would put the money behind Canelo Alvarez taking on Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant got bigger, not saying that he didn't have a name, but he got bigger just because he was the opponent. Knocked over my hot sauce. Just because he was the opponent fighting Canelo, it got bigger. But you gave Canelo $40-50 million for Caleb Plant. We don't even know if the pay-per-view if you even made money off of it. But if you're telling me, and you're saying this is clear, that Terrence Crawford wasn't built to be a pay-per-view, you're saying a couple things. You're saying, one, Errol Spence Jr. is not big enough to carry his own pay-per-view. Because if Manny Pacquiao can fight Ugas on pay-per-view, or either you're telling me that Ugas is a bigger star than I know, or you're saying Errol Spence Jr. is not. Because you don't want to put the money behind. You don't even want to send it over there. Man, listen, if I was Errol Spence Jr., and you fight Ugas and you win, this might have to be a fight that you don't do with PBC, bro. Because PBC is now clearly standing in the way. Even though Terrence Crawford has freed himself up, doing the calling out the big shark, where the big fish at, all this stuff at, PBC is now saying, I'm going to be a roadblock into this fight not happening. They rather pay for Ortiz versus Prince Charles, a.k.a. the Demigod Martin. Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Canelo guarantee money versus Caleb Plant. But not. Let me ask you a question. Guys, realistically. Out of all these fights, which one did you actually want to see? Did you want to see Terrence Crawford or Spence? Yay? Nay? I mean, that's what you like. You wanted it and it actually happened, right? Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Even Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas. Out of all those, the only one that was a pre-thought in your mind before it happened was Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. Tell me I'm lying. But let me get back to it. What else this guy has to say? Track record, pay-per-view. We have another working. Okay, bam. Okay, let me go. Here we go. Something else. Trust me, if there is money in him fighting Errol Spence Jr., where he can get what he wants and Errol can get what he wants, the fight would be made. You don't want to insult the guy and make him an offer that's insulting. Nobody wants to do that. He's a proud champion, and you don't want to do that to him. But for a business standpoint, it's a fight that might excite the fans, and all these people that are out there yelling about pay-per-view, they're not buying it anyway. They're not going to plop down any money to make it successful. They're going to steal the fight. And the numbers won't be enough to give him what he wants. Wow. Wow. Is that not a slap in a black fight fan's face? What? Oh, wait a minute. Let me read that again. Let me see. But from a business standpoint, it's a fight that might excite the fans, and all these people that are out there yelling about pay-per-view, they're not buying it anyway. They're not going to plop down any money to make it successful. They're going to steal the fight. And his numbers won't be enough to get him what he wants. They just called every fan of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford that wanted to see that fight some no good thieves. You want something that you won't pay for. I'm a fan of it, and I buy all of them. But thank you for stereotyping the black fans. Thank you for, I don't know, just assuming that we won't support the fight. Based on, in my opinion, because they're black. When Canelo fought Caleb Plant, did you hear this? No, they paid Canelo 40-something. Did you hear that they're going to steal this, they're going to steal that? No. Mexican versus white. Tyson Fury versus Wilder. Black versus white. Don't hear it. Earl versus Terrence Crawford. Two brothers who seem like, you know what I'm saying, they cut from similar cloths. They might be different. One from Oklahoma, one from Texas. But these are some guys that they still got that edge on them. Like know that when you get it from the mud, they still got this edge on them. Lala D in the building. What's up with you? What's blazing? Have you been putting on muscle? No, I've been putting on fat. And I need to turn it into muscle. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I used to be in a tremendous shape, man. I used to be a beast, man. Let me see. I'll tell you, I don't know if I got it here. See, yeah, I ain't done no gym videos in a minute. Let me see. Do I still got that gym video? Picture. Let me see. I'm gonna look for it. I have no idea where to be at. Let me try my desktop. Is it on here? Nope. Then let's try this. No, that's not a folder. No, I have not. Listen, this is just a shirt that used to fit more comfortable. Now it don't fit as comfortable. Looks like a muscle shirt when I'm sitting down. When I'm standing up. But don't worry, man. Your boy TDub. I said, you know what, man? I got to get it back. Most of my life, I have been in really, pretty good shape. I've been in pretty good shape most of my life. I don't know. I wish I saw it before. I can't find it offhand. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, this is one of them. This is me and my boy Charles. That's me with the I guess wave cap on. That's my boy Charles. You know what I'm saying? Listen, hey, I gotta get that back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get cut like that. But it's good. I told you, man. Your boy TDub. I ain't playing, man. Let me see. All right. Smash that like button, yes sir. Smash it. Get him up. Let's see. Where we at? Okay. Guy, this is insulting. This to me, this is insulting. This is insulting, and if I was Errol Spence, and if I was Ugas, depending on whoever won that fight, I wouldn't let anyone stand in your way from making it happen. they are saying that the black dollar don't spend on black people. That's what they're saying. Because if you go off the numbers, they said black people spend a lot of money, right? A lot of times it's not always a good thing. It's saying that as soon as we get it, we put it right back out real quick. They saying that basically if we put it back out there real quick, we just don't invest it in each other. Now, part of me, you know, is like, yeah, I can see that in some ways, you know. And the one thing I do hate is that a lot of times we hold each other down. Like, you know, like sometimes even in this YouTube thing, you know, some of these bigger platforms, they will collab and work with each other. But a lot of us brothers, sometimes we don't, you know. We look at each other as the competition. Not that we can coexist with each other, but I got to step on you to move up. You know, I got to squash you. You might be competition for me. You know, instead of saying, well, how about we both build up and then when we collab, we grow even bigger. We branch off even bigger. They don't do that. They don't do that. They cut them ties before it didn't even branch off just so it can be solely one or two. But let's keep going. They're going to steal the fight and numbers won't be enough to get him what he wants. I don't know what the number is, but I would think that the number would be very high. Okay, man, listen. I used to be, you know, I used to box and I used to train for a while. So, even though I know a lot about, you know, boxing and what's going on in the concept in boxing, to be honest, I'm not a true historian. Because I spent a lot of my years actually training. So when it comes to like preparing for a fight and what to beat somebody and actually watching a fight and seeing like the angles and the setups, I can see that. Remember, I coached it. I can see that. I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? A really good. I'm not a real big historian. I can't be like, yeah, in 1975 and 1954. My mind is not that, you know, I can't recall. But if you show me that fight back in 54, I can tell you what's happening, what's happening, how they make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you that. But let's do this, guys. Let's go on to... Guys, here we go. Here we have made it, man. We have made it. Guys, this is your boy TDub, Mr. Whatsblazing the Sports Mr. I am back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work, guys. Now, there was some talk came out, and I gotta be honest, I paid it little to no mind. When they was talking about Canelo Alvarez is a negotiation to fight Jermall Charlo next. I thought it was April 1st. And people got their hopes up, and it still could happen next. And I would love to see it happen next. But to be honest, to me, I didn't believe it. To me, it is, let me attach my name or use a name that people want to see me fight and then do a bait and switch, right? There's talked about Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. This has been sent over. And next thing you know, they talking about this might happen, this might happen, this might happen. And everybody watching. And then all of a sudden it doesn't happen. Jermall Charlo's not fighting him. And then Canelo says, well, he didn't want to accept it, when all eyes have really much been built up on watching Charlo and Canelo. Then it's, he didn't want to accept it, so we're going to go fight him. And now they got what they wanted. They got the attention on them. Because if they had mentioned who they was going to fight or wanted to fight originally, it probably wasn't been as many eyes on it. But when people thought that this fight was going to happen, because I think it was Mike Carpenter or something like that, right? Yeah, you go. It says, last week in ESPN, Mike Carpenter said that talks were underway for a fight between Canelo and Jermall Charlo for Cinco de Mayo weekend. Guys, listen. My girl coming in the building, La D in the building. There we go. Lala, hey, you know how we do it. Lala coming in, making it double times. Here we go. You know, we got my girl. You know what I'm saying? Make it rain on my girl, Lola. Lala D coming in, making it rain on Lola. Thank you for coming in with the 100 and the thumb ups. 3 logs on the fire just to keep that blaze burning. I'm telling you right now, it goes a long way. I'm telling you, thank you. I thought the super chat was broke. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, I can see clearly now the logs are burning. All right, let me, all right. So, again, shout out to my girl, Lala Dina Bitter. Thank you once again. You know, your boy TDub, listen, I go live when I'm at work and I'm working. Y'all know me, I'm back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this work. Canelo Alvarez not in negotiations for a fight, says Eddie Reynoso. There it is. There it is, right? And to be honest, right now they could be talking to Charlo. This could be used. Now, see, remember, I don't know, but to be honest, until something's signed, I'm just calling it BS. I'm just calling it they're just blowing smoke. I'm just calling right now. This is the boy that cried wolf. You get the attention, but then what you're getting attention for is not even there. I'm not going to come until they're there. But when I think about this fight, when I think about Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, Cinco de Mayo, oh my gosh, that's actually a really good fight. Guys, listen, when you talk about mixing black and brown, Mexican versus African American, and it has to be African American versus Mexican. It don't matter if Mexican American or just from Mexican. That's always been a good clash. Always been a good clash. And you put that thing on Cinco de Mayo, if you start putting that out there right now, that's fight gonna happen. Let these guys start chirping right now. Canelo start chirping. Jermall Charlo start chirping. That thing can build, and this is a fight that people have wanted to see for a little time as well. Now, it don't have the hype on it that it used to have, and I honestly, I don't know what to expect out of Jermall Charlo. I just don't, man. I just don't know what to expect because, you know, too many praises for somebody that you want to fight. Now, it could be respectful praises, and you'll come in there and try to take his head off, but then sometimes it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But just imagine, man, if you seen Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican flag, Jermall Charlo, the American flag, right? And they talk and they both can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like lately, Canelo ain't really been bagging up. Jermall Charlo is not really known for bagging up. Jermall coming with that jab, you know that how I go, hat. You know what I'm saying? Them strong punches. Canelo coming in with that upper body slipping. That is the best fight that Canelo can make right now. And the biggest fight should be financially that he can do. At least, if not what he can get paid. Because they'll probably pay Canelo $40 million to fight Jermall Charlo or $40 million to fight Liam Smith-Calum. One guy with all those names on him from the UK. He's going to get paid regardless. But for a network standpoint, that would be the biggest fight on their return and the biggest fight they can make for Canelo right now. Hands down. I would want to see Jermall Charlo. I would rather see Canelo, Andre, Cinco de Mayo. He's not going to, you know what? I think Demetrius Andrade, I think he possesses the skills that can frustrate Canelo the most. But I think the momentum behind Demetrius Andrade kind of fell flat. I hate that happened because Demetrius Andrade should have fought Canelo at 160. I'm saying over any. I'm not talking about 154. I'm not talking about 168. When Demetrius Andrade had a belt and Canelo had the other three, and it was one fight away from being undisputed. Canelo could have probably been right now undisputed at 160 and 168, possibly, but he didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He didn't want to fight Jermall Charlo, and he didn't fight those guys. But there has been more talk about him fighting Charlo in history than them fighting Andrade. It's just what it is. What it is. I think Andrade can give Canelo different looks and more frustrating looks, and I think Jermall Charlo would be more of the fan-friendly fight because Jermall Charlo, he's not a lot of movement. And to be honest, I would probably favor Canelo Alvarez against Jermall Charlo. But I just don't see him fighting Andrade. I see Canelo Alvarez probably never fighting Andrade. He don't want to see him get paid. He don't want to see him. I remember he laughed at him. When Canelo laughed at him, you fought nobody. That actually knocked his stock down. And then it put him and his pops out. That knocked his stock down. And then Demetrius Andrade, unfortunately, has only been fighting mandatories. Now, I'm not trying to hype up Jermall Charlo because Jermall Charlo is not really fighting no world beaters either. I mean, he's fighting a little bit tougher competition that on paper should be a tougher competition than Demetrius Andrade. But honestly, the bigger fight would be Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Canelo could get the same amount of money fighting Demetrius Andrade. That's what Demetrius Andrade. Jermall Charlo versus Canelo, yes. Canelo could get the same money versus Demetrius Andrade because they already offered him $40 million. Why is it not all popping up? I see it now coming up. Lala D. Andrade definitely would beat Canelo, but I think it's well prepared, unapologetic. Charlo beats Canelo. Just look at Canelo's fight. Everyone at the near Charlo's level should have beat Canelo. Mayweather, Laura, Triple G, Trout, Jacobs. I thought Mayweather won. I thought Laura won. I thought Triple G won the first fight. I thought Trout and Canelo was a close fight. Canelo ended up getting a knockdown. And Jacobs, I thought he beat Jacobs. I thought Jacobs was doing okay, but I thought he beat Jacobs. Like I said, I think Demetrius Andrade has the style that can frustrate Canelo. Because he's so unorthodox. When I'm talking about unorthodox, he's launching with it and turning launching with it. Now, he might stand a better chance of getting a decision than Jermall Charlo. I think Canelo, just me, I think he beats Jermall Charlo. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to knock him out, but I think if it comes down to the scorecard, I think Canelo has a little bit more tricks up his sleeve than Jermall Charlo. I've seen Jermall Charlo good, but I haven't seen him elevate. But I'm gonna tell you right now, what can happen is either Jermall Charlo can fight Demetrius Andrade, or Triple G, or Murata. Something needs to happen because the only guy to me out of Triple G, Jermall Charlo, and Demetrius Andrade that really wants to fight the other people is Demetrius Andrade. He's the only one that I'm hearing that actually wants to fight Jermall Charlo, wants to fight Canelo, wants to fight Triple G, wants to fight Jaime Gill, and he can't get the fights. It seems like everybody else is okay. We're not fighting the big fights. Because why are they not happening? Nobody wants to take a loss. Lala D says, I got Charlo. Listen, I want it to happen. Because you know what? I'm not gonna be mad if he beats Canelo, because I'm not a Canelo fanboy. I'm not gonna be mad. I kind of wanted Billy Joe Saunders. See, when I go back to the list you provided, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, footwork wise, they kind of in the realm of Mayweather, Laura, in that type of realm. Jacobs, when Jacobs not banging, but that's the thing, Jacobs will bang. But to me, Demetrius Andrade, he gives you that, like I said, man, he's like that cross between Eric Lindy Laura, but also take those chances. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Andrade got the crazy pop like that. I mean, I think he got respectable pop, but I'm not sure if it's like that. But that's what I want to. Like I said, man, I think the bigger fight is Jermall Charlo versus Canelo, but I would love to see Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo. But the bigger fight, the one that people have been asking for more, is Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. Because Charlo was known for being a young lion, strong lion, knocking out a lot of people, and he has power. I just think Canelo has a little bit more tricks up his sleeve. To me, Plant looked silly. I knew he would lose. I always said it. I predicted him losing as well. But when Canelo beat Billy Joe Saunders, and even my boy Expert Genius, he was like, man, Plant gonna beat him. I don't see it, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I thought Caleb Plant can fight. I just didn't think he had the pop to keep Canelo off. Like, you know me, I do talk about the videos all the time. I give you my thoughts on it, and I go live on fight night, and I always do some kind of prediction. And listen, to me, Billy Joe Saunders stood a better chance of beating Canelo than Caleb Plant. And I said Billy Joe Saunders is going to do well until his heart comes into play. And I said once he starts getting hit with a few hard shots, I said he's going to go into survival mode, or he's going to try to find a way to get out that fight. You can check my history on that. Now, I didn't predict he's going to get his eye knocked out, but I predicted once he got hit with something solid, his whole thing would change. And I thought he stood a better chance than Caleb Plant. But I was surprised that Caleb Plant was doing as well as he was, because I thought Canelo was going to beat Plant a little bit easier. I was surprised because Plant was actually doing pretty good. He got caught. And it was an 11th round, something like that, right? He got caught. You know, even though I think they would have took it from him on the scorecards, you know. But man, Rashid Elliott sparred Canelo and Andre. He said Andre beats Canelo in speed and skill, and they both have power. Listen, I would want to see it. Unfortunately, I don't think Canelo's going to give it to him. And I don't think Canelo's not going to give it to him because Andre, like he said, you want payday. Because everybody you fight want payday. When you talk about fighting somebody at light or heavyweight or cruiserweight, and they're thank you. They're only thanking you not because they just fighting you, because they finna get a payday. It's called prize fighting. I think he's more frustrated with Demetrius Andrade because that's a more difficult style. I don't think he want to face that style again if he doesn't have to. Because, listen, I believe he believes that Demetrius Andrade is not only can he fight, but he has heart. I believe that he thought he could break Billy Joe Saunders mentally. I believe that he thought he can break Caleb Plant mentally. And even if he didn't break him mentally, he was going to break him physically until they was broke mentally. But I believe it's just something about Demetrius Andrade that he don't want to face him. You don't want to face him. Because when you could have had undisputed at 160 and you don't even fight him, you could have had undisputed at 160 and you don't fight him, and your fans make excuses. Your fans say, well, who has he fought? Who has he beat? He don't deserve a fight with Canelo. For undisputed? Demetrius Andrade, for undisputed, didn't deserve a fight with Canelo. But Caleb Plant deserved to fight for undisputed. Rocky Fielding deserved to fight for a title. Billy Joe Saunders deserved to fight for unification. Caleb Smith deserved to fight. Yildirim deserved to fight. All these guys, they deserved it, right? And sometimes people sound stupid. They say, well, because it's for unification, he had to. Well, it would have been for undisputed with Demetrius Andrade. So you still got to make it make sense. But man, and I kind of feel bad because Andrade, to me, as creative a fighter he is, his stock has not went up. Because he's pretty much fighting mandatory after mandatory after mandatory. He is giving every mandatory a shot. These mandatory a lot of times don't even have a name. And he had a pretty close fight not too long ago with a tough come forward guy. I can't think of his name. Andrade needs to get either Triple G, Jaime Munguia, who don't want to fight him. You know, I would love to see him get the winner between Triple G and Murata, or Jaime Munguia, Jermall Charlo. If Charlo don't get Liam Smith, was it Liam? Oh yeah, he fought Liam Smith too. He fought both Smiths. He fought both Smiths. He fought both of them. He fought both brothers. And those guys was worthy and praised for him to get the fight. Even Chavez Jr., who at that time many people gave up hope on Chavez. But Demetrius Andrade, he don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. Think about it. Demetrius Andrade is getting the Luis Ortiz treatment, the Devin Haney treatment. Devin Haney is a WBC champion. The only bad thing about Haney is his own sanctioning body is watering down his title. His own sanctioning body is watering down him as a champion. His own sanctioning body is standing in the way of him fighting for Undisputed by saying that Campos is already undisputed and he don't need that belt that Haney has to be it. Haney has tremendous talent, but he's having to overpay mandatories to fight him. But guys, let me get back to work. Again, shout out, salute to everybody who came in. Remember, guys, if you have a boxing community, tell them about your boy. We are on the road to 10,000, guys. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Share it. I love when everybody come in and contribute in the chat. Lala D blessed us with her presence. The Queen came in. Much appreciation. Salute to all my members. Remember, if you want to become a member of the channel, please click become a member. Help support the channel. Become part of the blaze now and enjoy the warmth later. American Prize Travel, do me a favor. Will you please take out of here? Thank you.
Hi, this is America's Pastor inviting you to stay tuned for the world's greatest boxing commentary as he continues on the road to 10,000. Now he's back at it like a crack addict, giving you boxing geekers that work. I want you to put your hands together and give him some love as we welcome the one, the only,